All right. I will call this meeting of the Branson Lakes Area Tourism Community Enhancement District to order on Thursday, April 23rd, year of our Lord 2026, 2:01 p.m. And we are thankful to be here at the Village of Indian Point at the Municipal Building. Thank you all for joining us. Angela, would you please establish a quorum?
Derek Smith.
Present.
Michelle Person. Sue Braun. Here. Alex Williams.
Here.
Brett Stock.
Here.
Timothy Haygood.
Here.
Matthew Grocott. Bill Quorum.
Fantastic. Brother Kirk, would you mind giving an invocation?
Love to. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. We're grateful to live in this Branson Lakes area and get to invite guests and be hospitable to them. May we not start fires with our tongues, but lift people up. May we not judge or be so critical of others and just love the way you loved us. Even everybody that's on this planet, you made them. Let's love them the way you love them. Grateful for the volunteer hearts and leadership in this room and in our community. Grateful for our partnerships with Indian Point, with Branson, with Explore Branson, and just all the great people in this market. May we come together and do things that will honor you and all that we do in this wonderful year. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. I'm gonna pause for a second. On the agenda, one item under new business to add to the bottom. So we have a funding opportunity request related to some additional marketing dollars. So if you could write that in for me. And then, do I have any other questions or items for the agenda? If not, may I have a motion to adopt the modified agenda? Thank you, Alex. I got Alex in the second. You just beat you. So we got Brett. All right. So we have a modified meeting agenda. Thank you very much. Next up on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes for January 22nd, 2026 and April 10th, 2026 special call meeting minutes. Any changes, modifications, or questions on the meeting minutes?
I have a modification to the April 10th.
Okay.
Meeting, please.
April 10th, which page, which paragraph, which sentence?
Under the vacation guide sales incentive structures, it's like second from the bottom. Okay. After vacation guide sales incentives, I'd like to add copies of the proposed incentive structure presented by the CBB to the Financial Oversight Committee on February 25th, 2025, and Financial Oversight Committee minutes from the February 25th, 2025 meeting, and Branson Lakes Area Board minutes from the February 27th, 2025 meeting, and the CBB sales incentive summary, and 4 years of revenue and commission numbers from Explore Branson were provided to the BLA TCED Board. And then go on to Sue Braun reporting back and pass it down to Angela.
So specify the documents.
Pardon?
Specify the individual documents.
They are specified in the
And
motion.
What's that? We don't have extra copies of this. Do you have extra copies of that? Or
Yeah.
just, how many? Do you have enough for each board member?
No, I just have 4.
Okay. Yes, we'll share. And we'll share. Kirk, do you need one?
Yep, thanks.
Okay. So on the April 10th, 2026 special call meeting, under old business, second paragraph, titled vacation guide sales incentive structures, after the colon, proposed adding the statement at, copies of the proposed incentive structure presented by the CBB to the Financial Oversight Committee on February 25th, 2025, and Financial Oversight Committee minutes from the February 2025 meeting, and BLA TCED Board minutes from February 27th, 2025 meeting, and CBB sales incentive summary. And then also 4 years of revenue commission numbers from Explore Branson were provided to BLA TCED Board, and that will be inserted before Sue Braun reported. Okay. So with that, do I have a motion to adopt the meeting minutes from January 1, 2026 and the modified meeting minutes from the special call meeting April 10th, 2026? Tim, got a motion? All right, any discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor of approving both meeting minutes, January 2026 and the special called April 10th, 2026 meeting as modified, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, we have approved meeting minutes as modified. All right. Thank you for that. First off, I'd like to say thank you to the Village of Indian Point for hosting us at this meeting. We really appreciate the opportunity to be here, and the Village of Indian Point is a critical component of our district, and we appreciate the chance to come here and hear from folks who like to visit with us and share with us. And we always love to move around the district when possible because it gives us an opportunity to hear from multiple stakeholders that may or may not be able to come to our meetings that are held in other locations. So thank you very much. You're very gracious hosts, and we appreciate that. Next up, we'll go ahead and move. I don't have any other comments, but I think Kirk's going to cover one of my comments in his report. So if you would please proceed.
All right. Thank you, Derek. Just a ton going on in this first quarter and then now starting into where we're going in the second. But it's just exciting to see the wonderful growth with our partnership with the Explore Branson team from marketing, sales, finance, sports across the board. I've got my curiosity up about a film office and discussions and all the cool things that are coming down the pipe this way, the great activities that are coming on board, the new strategies with trying to bring more corporations here from our region that don't have the ability to, say, travel to Texas or to Florida for their sales conferences, and working with that team over there to bring that across the board here. Met with the economic development group and Matt, and it's just incredible his excitement, what's happening here from the retail side, from the storefront side, and getting buildings going in this area, which can create more marketing revenue through retail sales. Just a big thanks to all the things going on at Silver Dollar City and their retail stuff and all the retail that they create for our market. It's just incredible. I want to encourage all of you to support these retailers in our local area, which will just influx into more marketing dollars coming our way. Big drivers right now. And then encouragement of the engagement with our new Stone and Taney County officers, commissioners, council changes, alderman changes. Going to just try to start building bridges there and having relationship calls, and like we've done in the past. Applications will open this Friday at the city for a replacement spot here on our board, which we'll hear more about that as we go into. And then the community visit was announced yesterday by Pam at her board meeting. Going to Pigeon Forge. Brad Thomas is taking the lead on getting all that set up to help out June 9 through 11. And I would, encourage you as a board to send me to that, or Angela, or both, or whatever you see fit, or if any of you want to go with us that are big leaders in this community. It's a $2,750 investment. You'll be there 3 days, but the agenda is just exhaustive on everything that could help our marketplace. And Brad was very encouraging yesterday, listening to him about, some of the duplicate businesses that are in Tennessee that work here as well, but be encouraged to potentially bring some of those here that could work here as well, alongside all things going on with lake and tourism in our area. So just many things going on, a lot of behind the scenes discussions on the legal side, the finance side, the marketing side, and the oversight side of what we're doing. So just busy time. But my curiosity about Georgia and their film office, and maybe discussion with you and I and Heather on that, and Pam's team, where we can begin to discuss, is that a viable option to have down here in the Branson market? So much going on, sir.
All right. Well, we're going to pause for just a second, and I want to say congratulations to Alex, who was recently elected to the City of Branson Board of Aldermen. So we're excited for Alex's new service opportunity. And we want to thank you, Alex, for everything you've done for us and for being a part of this board. So,
yeah, I second that, Alex. That's thank you for your time here, and grateful for that.
Appreciate it.
It's good stuff.
We're excited to see your passion for service and your passion for our community on that next level. We thank you for always be passionate about tourism and our
Mhm.
market. We know that you're going to continue to give valuable feedback, guidance, and direction from that chair as well. So thank you.
One other thing I want to add, Derek, Alex, the city group is from Branson's asked to come and work alongside about helping communicate some of their directorships over there, and we're going to get in behind that and help them out to create more collaboration with the directors and the assistant directors and better communications, and really excited about working with Mark and Alex on that side, which came up this week. So pretty neat stuff, which you'll hear about pretty soon. Thanks, man.
Well, next up on the agenda, Financial Oversight Committee report. So, Super.
Angela, do you mind doing the financial part, and I'll do all the nasty part, I guess?
Yeah. You've got your monthly reports for all the checks written for January, February, and March, as you needed to meet with those months. Your balance sheet, March ended the month with a cash balance of roughly $2.3 million, which is within target of what my cash flow was tracking. Income statement looks pretty good. I think that on the gross sales tax revenue side, I was a little aggressive in the month that the revenues would start ramping up, so I probably overestimated this month's current budget amount. But in all reality, we are $150,000 short of this time last year, so we're not far off target. It's just the cash spreads make it look so. Explore Branson marketing revenues are coming in pretty good clip. We had an unexpected 2 years of sports tax credit grant program money that showed up unexpectedly, approximately $23,000 for activity that the events were in 24 and 25, and it's the way it works. It's after the event happens, after they decide there's money, then they fund the grants. And so we received a rebate, so to speak, in cash to apply towards our marketing budget. And so that was kind of a good surprise. Operating budget is running right along where it should be. There we are, tax history, I've already spoiled that. This year's tax history for February was 11.7% over last year. So like I said, it's fluctuating. If you look back at 2023, we had the same sort of first January drop and then came back with a fair showing for the year. City sales tax year-to-date is at 5.7% on the general tax, and on the tourism tax, year-to-date, 5.3% up. I do have a question. I don't have any city people officially. There's no longer a breakdown by classification on the website for the tourism tax. Is that just a staffing change, or do you?
I think maybe if you would reach out to the city and ask that question.
Yeah,
I'd
that's.
appreciate that. I don't think anybody here has that information.
I don't think we do, so.
Yeah, great question. Great question. And Angela, just a quick question on the budget, with the expiring of the chief's marketing contract, and that will all play out in May, is that correct?
The contract ends May 15th. All of our payments for the 2025 season are paid, so
Okay.
we are financially done sending
So
money.
we're done with any outlays.
Yes.
But the auditors have reflected that we need to continue until May to keep that other current asset and that other current liability.
Yes, when we
Right.
work on audit adjustments for year end, we will work on those deferred inflows, outflows that are required from long-term contracts.
And audit and agreed upon procedures, or the field work is completed?
I believe so. I think Madison finished up yesterday at the chamber. So all of the field work is done, and FOC should receive draft reports at their June meeting.
Okay, fantastic.
And in addition to that, we have a line of credit renewal, and it's in your packet here. We need to sign off on that, line of credit
Yeah,
renewal.
we got that under new business.
Okay, and we reimbursed a invoice. They had somebody dragging their feet, and Heather got after them, and they finally got their invoice in, and we paid that. And then we have the $850,000 marketing rollover that they're working on a program for that. And then we are, allowable cost policy discussion. Aaron had presented several different things for allowable costs. And, the Financial Oversight Committee deferred that to May. And then the agreed upon procedures for the audit, they deferred to May as well.
What is, can I get additional context, and when we say defer to May, defer what to May?
We
The
did-
next year's agreed upon procedures?
Next
Okay.
year's.
Yes, next year.
2026.
Yes.
Thank you.
We
My
needed to do our
apologies.
homework, I think, was the.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I was a little, not sure I was following that, so it was like,
We're
not
working ahead.
2025. Okay, perfect, love it. Sue, anything else?
That's all.
Any questions for Sue or Angela from the board? All right, seeing none, if I could get a motion to accept the Financial Oversight Committee report, please.
Motion.
Thanks. Got a motion and a second. A motion from Brett, second from Alex. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thank you very much, Sue. Thank you very much, Angela. And thank you very much to the Finance Oversight Committee. We appreciate their diligence and hard work. All right, next we got a Marketing Oversight Committee update.
Kurt says we're using this official platform.
Yes. Courtney, you're so official.
Courtney, thank you for joining us. We
Yeah.
look forward to hearing your report.
Yeah, for sure. We had an awesome meeting, just last week. Really fun crew representing hospitality, tourism, retail, excited to serve alongside all of them. We have a couple primary focuses for 2026, just wanted to share with you all. First, truly a joy to partner with the Explore Branson team. We just want to make sure that we keep our projects on schedule for you all, so having ongoing conversations about all of those things. And then we just want to have this heart posture of believing the best in the Explore Branson team and each other on the committee. And just from a process standpoint for digital communications, when we didn't have our in-person meetings but still have really transparent, thorough reporting from Heather and the team, we've just set on this path of we want to protect Heather's time and the Explore Branson team's time to just do what only they can do. So partnering with Kirk and Angela, they're going to send any digital questions to me, Kirk and Angela, and then we'll get with the Explore Branson team just to respect their time on a digital front. Really with those reports that came through in February and March when we weren't in person, lots of great questions. We want to make sure that we're being diligent in asking questions and getting clarity on all of those things. And Heather wants to answer all those questions too, but when we can send them all together, everyone has the same questions in front of them. And it's not back and forth on emails. That's what we're trying to do. So that's really fun. You actually added it to your agenda today, and we talked about it in the marketing oversight meeting, but we are officially recommending that budget adjustment to participate in the Missouri Division of Tourism SEM co-op opportunity. We are hoping to recommend the max amount that we can invest into that. It's essentially close to a $50,000 search engine marketing program that would be able to help our efforts this year. So it helps us as a destination, and it's not really a competitive thing, but if we can move forward and giving those funds to Heather and the team, that would be awesome. And we don't have any concerns or questions about that. For 2027, we spent some time talking about key performance indicators and our goals for next year, and had some great conversations. Overall, we hope to lock those in and talk more about it in our May meeting. But just some areas that we had conversations around for KPIs would be economic impact oriented, of course, for growth in visitor spending and tax revenue. Retention, a KPI around increasing year-over-year repeat visitation, and efficiency of maximizing our ROI across all our paid channels and in-person marketing events. We also had some great conversations about some of the strategic goals that we would like to have for the 2027 marketing plan, including some extended stays or implementing strategies to increase our average length of stay here in markets. And then just leveraging some of our sentiment analysis studies that are happening this year to refine our messaging and better align with marketing and evolving perception of our destination. So that was really great. And that's what I have for the report.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions for Courtney? All right. Thank you very much for the report. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
I think next up is Heather and her team.
Thanks, Court.
To start with. Heather, thank you very much.
Absolutely, thank you. I don't know how in-depth we want to go with the marketing report, but we gave a summary of March's activity for TripAdvisor. Then we also talked about the Datify DC Travel and Adventure Show targeted marketing campaign that we did. This was all new for one of the travel and adventure shows that we attended, which was in DC, which is an unusual market for us, but because of the 250th efforts and the strong red, white, and blue focus, we took advantage of that opportunity and did a targeted geo-fenced campaign that saw really strong click-through rates, and we're now monitoring all of the visitation that's coming from those individuals who were served up the content, and that will be in perpetuity now that we've dropped that pixel placement and those individuals have seen them. And then we also provided a summary of our year-to-date initial results for our Datify digital piece. That is January just through March, and it's received over 26 million impressions with a destination impact of over $1.1 million in market. And then we included some of those top DMAs where visitors are coming from, and it fluctuates day by day, and we track it and measure it. And at the time that we pulled that information, our top markets were St. Louis, Kansas City, Little Rock, Fort Smith, Joplin. No surprises there, I don't think. And average length of stay is currently 2.3 days, but we anticipate that changing with the summer months coming in. It usually extends to a little bit longer. And I think you'll see later on incorporating everything that we do with sales, as well as looking at the allowable cost policy and the opportunity fund changes, being able to shift to some shoulder season opportunities. And then we shared some highlights for public relations and how using the software that we have, Agility PR, it gives us the ability to offer nationwide press releases and newswire distribution at no cost to our destination partners whenever they have big news to share. I know we were able to send something out for the Hot Winter Fun Big Show when it happened, and last month we were able to help with Monas, the Abby Lee Miller Show at Raises Theater in June, and then the Mansion 2026 lineup. And that offer is always open to any business who has big news to share. We can get a nationwide press release out at no cost to a partner. And just this week, we've been hosting Dan Shepard, our only PR agency in the golf market. He brought in journalists from Avid Golfer, Golf Oklahoma, Tri-State Golf, Northeast Golf, America's Golf and Couple, and American Golf Journal. I had dinner with them last night, and they absolutely love Branson. One couple hadn't been here in 22 years, and they were just amazed with everything. They loved the downtown enhancements. They had the best time, and they're already talking about their next trip back and how they're going to tell the story to all of their audience. We shared the schedule as a reminder for the creative, and when we'll have that for fall to look at, that will be reviewed at next month's meeting. And then we talked about constant changes that are taking place with the website because the work is never done, and we are pushing back to get more enhancements and better changes to the live shows and events pages of the site. We're hard at work on the vacation guide for 2027 already, and we're excited about some of the storytelling that's going to take place in there as we fully embrace Where My Heart Sings as the theme for the vacation guide in 2027. And if you saw the information that Angela followed up with for our Q1 consumer inquiries reports, our vacation guide is having way more distribution this year than last year, and more than 20,000 higher already. So we anticipate we're going to run out of that guide, and we're probably going to need to print more. So we'll make that call this summer. It's a good thing to have.
That's a beautiful.
I mean, it's a really great thing. That red, white, and blue issue is just, it's great. Then the Historic Downtown Spring Fling, that will kick off downtown May 15th and 16th. There will be some historical reenactments like Patrick Henry, Uncle Sam, and Abe Lincoln. And then just this morning, I received the images of our patriotic Santa and Mrs. Claus, who will be making a guest appearance. And their red, white, and blue outfits are spectacular. I can't wait for people to see them. They are over the top. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's our kickoff to the 250th.
Could put them on the motorcycle out
Is
here.
that big event, and we're gonna have live TV and radio and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. The visitor sentiment research study that Courtney mentioned it's interesting, and I encourage you to open the link. That those reports are given to us monthly. We have every other week meetings with that data team. It's called Trove, and they're a global team that works on just this visitor sentiment research, helping destinations get that feedback from visitors to be able to drill it all down, and then a destination be able to take that and create some framework for making change. And that goes in line with the visit to Pigeon Forge that our organization has been leading the charge on, to be able to say, let's look at a model that's done it really, really successfully. Let's learn from our peers in the industry, but then also take what we have and what we know and make it better, improve our destination, not just for the visitors, but local sentiment matters also. And then just a brief summary of some industry news that we've been sharing, just to keep people aware of some trends in the market. You know, there is hesitation on the international level around FIFA, and you probably have seen the news about if jet fuel prices continue, Europe is going to run out in about a month and a half. So that's right about the time when everyone's going to be traveling for FIFA. So there's a lot up in the air right now, and that creates uncertainty in the market for anyone. It creates uncertainty for people buying groceries, paying their rent. It's not just about travel and tourism, and like I've said before, Branson's not in a bubble. We're not the only ones it impacts. It's impacting the globe, and the United States is definitely feeling the crunch, and that's why using those funds that we'll be talking about later on, we don't want to pump the gas. Let's pump the brakes right now. We want to pump the gas. That's what you do when you're questioning what your future is and how we can make a difference. We need to reach as many people and invite them to Branson and get them here as many as possible. And I will turn it over to my coworker Ashley if there are no questions for me.
Do I ask a question on this?
Who are Santa and Mrs. Claus?
Oh, they're a local couple.
Oh, really?
Elizabeth
Oh, really?
and
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
cool.
and they're so good. I'm telling you, they're so good that they come already with their background check, their insurance, and all the things. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
It's a real deal.
They,
They're professional.
their headshots and what they presented today are incredible. So we're gonna be putting that on TV. We're gonna be
Very cool.
blasting that out on social media. as well.
What's that date again for that?
May
kickoff?
15th and 16th.
Thank you.
And downtown will be red, white, and blue. And it's going to be a lot. It's right around when we're filming the next Christmas movie. Don't ask about how we're doing that. But we're gonna, there might be a little adjustment on the color on that movie, so we'll see. If there's no other questions, I'll turn it over to Ashley.
All right.
All right?
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. All right, so for sales, we are pacing pretty close to what our goals are right now. For the leisure team, they brought in 25 new leads for the year, so and for the meetings and conventions team, we've brought in 50 new leads for the year. So we're seeing some pretty strong numbers there, and we anticipate being able to hit our goals. We've done a lot of traveling, as you know, in the first quarter, and so we're just kind of waiting on those leads to kind of roll through. And a couple of things that I wanted to note for the last few shows that we've done. We did TMEA, which is the Texas Music Educators Association. And we've been a participant of that show for probably close to 15 years now. And typically in the past, what we've done is we would go, our partners come with us, we would purchase a booth space on the trade show floor. And this convention is huge. This is one of the biggest music educator conventions that there are. You guys have probably been there before.
Yeah.
And 20,000 plus people attend. So the booth is expensive because you're in front of a lot of people. So this year we decided to try a different strategy and had a theory around not purchasing a booth and instead just getting a pass for Jocelyn to walk the floor and bring information about Branson to the tour operators that already have their own booths. And she was able to engage with 20 different tour operators that way that are producing leads. So that was a great adjustment there. And then in addition to that, we spent money on geofenced digital ads around the convention center with targeted messaging that was built from our student video that we debuted at Sign Up. And we actually had some students from Branson High School film content creator type video intros for that, and that performed super well. We, in the 4 or 5 weeks that it ran, we saw 307 lead form fills just off that campaign alone. So way more successful than what we've seen in the past with the TMEA show. And then additionally, we also changed our format for our Dine Around event at TMEA. We have been doing Hard Rock Diner down there on the Riverwalk for at least 10 years. The exact same menu, the exact same venue, the whole 9 yards. And last year, for that event, we had 35 attendees. This year, we changed the venue. We changed it to a rooftop space. We brought Craig Westcott in to do live music from Branson, and we had over 100 attendees, and it was incredible. And we had a lot of band directors and choir directors that have never been to Branson. They expressed a lot of interest in coming, and so we are planning a whole nother FAM in October for student travel. So all of that to say, this strategy shift was really successful for us with this particular market, and we're excited to try that out in some other of our big different activations on the road in the future. So on the trade show front, we've slowed down just a little bit. We have had a couple of trade shows in the last month. Corporate Express in Frisco, Texas. We had 26 appointments. They were super successful for Sierra. She also was able to partner with the Hilton and bring a brand new team member of theirs with her in the van down to Frisco and show her the ropes on taking appointments and teaching her kind of how to do that, and it was really successful. So excited about the leads that'll come from that. We also attended Go West Summit. This is our first time doing that show, and it's a brand new market for us, kind of experiencing some different tour operators on the West Coast and exposing them to Branson. We had a slight issue. Our Jocelyn that attended had a medical situation as soon as she landed, so she was in the hospital. Thankfully, we have incredible partners. Paulina Campbell was there from Grand Country, and she stepped up. She took all of our appointments for us and sent us the note. So we're excited to follow up and get them information about Branson. We feel like it'll still be a success. So just an update on that.
Okay?
She's fine. She's fine now. It was just scary for a moment, but she's good now. So, another thing I want to mention, there's a few more stats in here, but we are changing a little bit of our approach this year. There were a couple of planned trade shows that ended up being more expensive. As Heather was just talking about, all the different things that are happening in the world right now, travel is inevitably more expensive right now than it has been. And so we identified 2 areas, Helms Briscoe annual meeting and SMART meetings. Both of those would have given us about 10 appointments each. And the investment level for those 10 appointments was $6,000 to $8,000 each as well. We felt like that maybe is not the best ROI, because our KPI is to optimize. And so instead of doing those shows, we're going to save those funds and we're going to do more of a regional sales call plan. So this is linked in the report that you guys got, but it's hitting some of our key drive markets that are just a few hours from us and going to those corporations that may have headquarters in those destinations and talking to them about coming to Branson. This investment is lower. It gets us in front of people that we know are qualified, that are within our drive markets already. Springfield being our first one, so we'll be having conversations with them soon. So I just wanted to mention that that is a little shift that we're going to try with a couple of different trade shows that we have planned. And that is the sales report.
Any questions? Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate your report. Anybody else? Kim, please.
Christina is away selling Branson right now, so her
Fantastic.
sports update was included in the package. In March, they done a total of 7 sporting events, and they're listed there, so I'm not gonna read them to you, but total athletes and participants that attended the March events was 7,692. The estimated incremental economic impact, or ECI as they call it in the biz, $14 million. She's included some pictures of different events. We had Monast in our market. That was the 10th year. We were able to go down and show them some love and thank them for choosing Branson. They love it. The Chamber CDB presented them with a plaque thanking them for coming to Branson for 10 years, choosing to come here. Got to meet a lot of their board of directors and foundation chair. Kathy from the city came down and thanked them, and so we had a big cake celebrating their 10th anniversary. So it was a lot of fun, and they really appreciated the love. So every chance we get, we're going to try to let people know when they come to our destination that they're appreciated and that we're glad they're here. Christina successfully earned the Sports Tourism Strategic Certification, the STS, and her credentials she received this month. She had a successful individual fam site visit with 3 representatives of AKC. I think as she liked to call it, Branson has gone to the dogs. And so they'll be bringing a couple of events. One of them is called the Fast Cat, but it is not, and no cats are involved. It's all dogs, so I'm not sure why they call it cat. And then Scentworks Master Nationals event, and those are currently scheduled for fall 2026. So those will be 2 brand new events that will be coming to our destination. They love us because we're pet friendly, and I guess once they told Christina, once word gets out, we'll come, we'll do this. Once word gets out, you will get bombarded because that's what they're looking for. So we have hotels that are, welcome people's pets and stuff that sometimes they can't find in other areas. Let's see. They have some prospect events, Special Olympics softball, August 15th, Bassmaster Kayak Series, looking at possibility of 2027. Heartland Racing Company exploring a 5K half marathon destination event. Perfect Game Softball Series, looking at dates in fall and in 2027. MSHSAA, I have no idea what that stands for. Speech and Debate Sports Event, looking at a date in 2027. And Nacho Mama's Conference, that's assisting, they'll be assisting with the conference to secure a location for their event this coming October. The sports team all went and completed a hands-on only CPR training because they felt like they're out with athletes that are doing strenuous things, and it might be good for somebody to know what they need to do in event of a medical emergency. They are full of things in 2026, and they're planning for 2027. They've got things at the Recplex. They're working with the City of Branson and Branson Recplex. Ballparks of America continues to be a great partner with us. The Branson Convention Center, Angie Till and her team are amazing to work with. And then we've got Table Rock Lake Fishing, which is probably music to somebody that sits up there, their ears, Brad. And so we just got a lot of stuff going on. Q1 in 2026, 14 events. In 2025, we had 7. So from January to March, so we've doubled our number of events first quarter. Estimated the ECI for January through March in 2025, it was 16.5 million. In 2026, it's 18 million, so it's a change of 8% there, so we're doing better. And that's the report for sports, and I'm sure Christina could have done a much better job because she loves every one of these, but I've heard her go over this a couple of times. We're thrilled with what the sports team is doing, and as Branson looks to possibly have an indoor sports facility in the future, I think it's important that you all see these sports updates and hear these reports because it gives you a taste of what could be and what's to come. So thank you.
Pam, did you have anything else that you wanted to share? No, I didn't expect you to. I just went off.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Thank you for the report. All right, so I think that is the Explorer Branson Tourism reports, and next we'll move on to announcements and public comments. Does the public have any comments?
I do. Changing hats. This has nothing to do with that. That's
Oh,
I'm
that's
talking
okay.
for the chamber.
That's all right. That's fine.
Kirk kind of mentioned our community leadership visit that we're, interested in going on. It will be Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and Sevierville. Some of the things that we want to learn there is how did those three communities start working together instead of fighting against each other? What were some of the things that they had to work on, and what were some of the things they had to learn in order to get to the point where they're at today? Also, we'll be meeting with city administrators from the three areas. We'll be meeting with county officials. We'll be meeting with, some of their sports authority and viewing different properties. In particular, Rocky Top is an indoor sports facility that has been a game changer for that market and helped them get to a year-round economy. We feel like if we're getting ready to look at something like that, it'd probably be really good to know exactly how it helped them. If they could do it over again, would they do anything different? What were lessons that they learned, and what are some takeaways that we can bring back? We will have a very full 3 days down there, down on Tuesday and back on Thursday afternoon. And if anyone is interested in more details, please email Monica, and if you need her email address, I'm sure that Angela has that for you. So thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Other public comments? Or announcements? May 15th, 16th for the 250th celebration kickoff. Got that down. I have a quick announcement for everybody to consider. One of the amazing tools that Congress presented us with, which we knew nothing about back in 2017 when it came about, was the opportunity zones. And opportunity zones were renewed as part of the One Big Beautiful Bill that was passed in early 2025.
Great.
Missouri Department of Economic Development have opened up nominations and project applications for consideration. We have several of the census tracts in Stone and Taney County that qualify. And I would encourage anybody who would have an interest in that or have a potential project to go to Missouri Department of Economic Development website, download an application, and consider putting something in. I always like to give credit where credit's due. The opportunity zone that exists in Branson, that's south of 76, east of Stone County, north of the lake, and kind of down around Main Street. You can tell that I've explained that multiple times off the top of my head. That exists because a community member, Dan Ruda, listened to his presentations, asked some questions, had some gentle prodding from maybe somebody namely me, and put in an application, and that's how we got that opportunity zone. So hopefully there'll be others that will take the initiative to do that. I would encourage anybody to look at that. It is due middle of May, and so that's a great economic development tool if anybody's interested in participating. Anybody else have any announcements?
Great news.
All right. Next up, we don't have anything under old business, so I think we can skip on by that. Okay, first up under new business is, as Sue shared with us, the Finance Oversight Committee recommends us to renew our line of credit, and there's a resolution that's in your packet. And as I understand it, it's a recommendation to renew it with the existing provider, Branson Bank. Does anybody have any questions for Sue, Angela, or the committee on that recommendation?
One question that came up at FOC was our interest rate. When we do draw funds, it was 2.375%.
Okay. Then that's a variable rate or a fixed rate?
It's fixed.
Okay.
I like it.
Can I get a motion, please, to get this passed right now? Thank you for the motion. Second. Any discussion? Please keep quiet. I mean, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Thank you. We have quorum, and please go ahead and make me voted yes on that one. I'm supposed to abstain. Yes, 2.375. Get that signed as soon as we can. All right. Next up, just to frame up, this is just a procedural issue. We had some additional 25 invoices that were presented by a contractor to our contractor. Unfortunately, they were presented after our financial cutoff for 2025. We'll make sure to pay our bills and get those things taken care of. We just had handled this one a little uniquely due to timing that was outside of our contractor's control. We appreciate their diligence with working with their subcontractor to make sure that procedures in place that doesn't get repeated. The Finance Oversight Committee's recommendation is to approve that disbursement. The amount is in a separate item inside, and it was $10,000, so $10,000. So I would take a motion to approve getting that paid ASAP. If anybody.
So moved.
All right, thank you, Sue.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Thank you, Alex. We got a motion and a second. Is there any questions or discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor of approving that reimbursement, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thank you all very much. All right, also in your packet is a recommendation from, I believe, the MOC? FOC, okay, from the FOC, pardon me. It's this page that's titled the 2025 actual comparative budget, okay? And there is a recommendation. Would Angela or Sue help me with that recommendation, please?
The recommendation was to roll over 800,000.
850.
850.
Okay,
I had both numbers written down, so 850
okay.
to the CDB to do a new program or additional programs.
So we had, how much left over from the 2025 budget?
$856,031 was my amount.
Okay, so we're saying roll over 850 of 856.
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? And we've got input from our contractor that they would like to have an extra $850,000. Just want to make sure.
If we were
we're
allowed
okay.
to vote, we would.
All right, thank you. So, would I please get a motion to approve $850,000 rollover of 2025 unused marketing budget to 2026 to be used immediately? I'm sorry, whenever feasibly possible.
So moved.
You can leave out the immediately. Yes. Thank you very much. Got a motion from Sue, a second from Tim. Thank you very much. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're good. All right.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any details on what those funds will be used for yet? Or just?
No, I think
alright.
that's, they'll come back and give us a great plan of how they're gonna use those, I think.
We're coming back to MOC with plans next summer.
There we go. Thank you. Great questions, Tim. So, they're coming back, to the MOC with recommendation how to spend that.
It'd be great to allocate, I know they already know what to do, but it'd be great to allocate some of that to TV if we can, just with the state of the market to try and grab some of those travelers to fill in the holes while things are playing out in the international sphere.
Okay. We'll wait on bated breath for
Awesome.
that recommendation from the MOC with the wonderful things you're gonna do with that extra $850,000. So.
Exciting.
All right, next up, we have fiscal 27 SEM matching grant, and when we say fiscal 27, I assume we mean the Missouri state fiscal year, which ends 6/30/2027. And I gathered from Courtney and from Heather that was 50,000 max.
It's 48,000.
Okay.
So our portion of the investment would be 24, and then the state would match at 24.
Okay.
And the deadline to fill out our applications is May 15th, but they have asked that we have them by April 30th if possible, so that they can get them to their vendor, because we wouldn't be facilitating any of the SEM work. We would simply be hiring their agency, which the state does for all of the DMOs around the state, and we would be buying at the maximum level, and then beginning of that program would be July 1, and it would wrap June 30th.
Okay. So we go into fiscal year ending June 30th, 27 there, right? And do, I assume you guys have control over the create content and all
Yeah,
that
it's
to
search
match?
engine marketing, so we would have control over all of the search terms.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions on that piece? This would be in addition to the 850, so we would be spending some additional dollars over and above.
you, if that is the
Yeah.
additional or it can be.
I would entertain a motion to spend an additional 24,000 to receive matching 24,000 with an immediate 2-to-1 ROI. I'm game, if anybody else says. All right, we got a motion from Tim, we got a second from Brett. Anybody have any questions? We're in a spending mood today, which is what we're here to do. We have one mission, and that's to spend dollars to bring people to our wonderful destination, because all of you wonderful people will show them what a wonderful place this is to be. So thank you very much. I've got a motion. I've got a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. All opposed? All right, we've got that. All right. Last up, I added on to this, since we're in the giving mood, another opportunity has presented itself, and I would love it if somebody smarter than me could present this opportunity to us, which I'm looking directly at you, Heather, intentionally.
So it's the second Christmas movie, and we're working on the title right now. They originally wanted to call this movie Ozark Mountain Christmas, but the other movie with Great American Media beat them to it and got Ozark Mountain Christmas. So after some back and forth between the two, it's funny because this movie coming in actually created an LLC called Ozark Mountain Christmas LLC, and that's what the movie is operating under, but the name of the movie will possibly, don't quote me on this, Marshall, don't get too excited. It might be called Ozark Musical Christmas, but that's a work in progress. The team begins to arrive next week with still photography, drone footage, more, and then the full crew will begin to arrive on May 7th, and filming will take place for up until May 28th. And the investment piece is the city has agreed to invest $100,000, and back in January, we had a discussion with Kirk and Kathy and just said, look, in order to even talk about bringing this movie here, we have to know that we can commit to $100,000. So if we think TCED can contribute 100, the city would contribute the other 100. And there was agreement of, yes, let's make this happen. So now it's time for us to sign a contract and pay the bill. And they are, in fact, coming in market. They have the plan. They're a large crew. They are taking advantage of the Missouri tax credit. And this is a registered event with the state of Missouri. There will be a very exclusive VIP reception that will be held live on one set. It's a closed set, so I'm not going to give details about that because we can't have random people showing up. But there will be an opportunity for a press event. We will have major, Missouri news outlets there covering it and announcing that Branson is the next film-friendly destination for the state of Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be in conjunction with the state film office with us in Branson.
If you would indulge me with a question,
Sure.
I might infer that when film crews come, they have people, and people will stay in hotels,
Lots of people.
and people might stay and eat
Correct.
and go to live entertainment.
Absolutely, and they need things to do. If the last crew, they came at a different time, obviously Silver Dollar City was closed, and they were able to take advantage of the housing that is out there for Silver Dollar City, for that crew to stay in. But the major stars, we took care of their housing in a different location, in a very nice accommodations that have now led to the next film crew. Those stars have now asked for accommodations like that. The difference is they haven't asked us to pay for it. So that's a beautiful thing. They have a bigger budget. They have some more funding sources for this movie. But we're helping to offset some of those additional costs. And there will be a crew of probably 30 people running around Branson for the entire month of May, doing all the things in the off days and taking advantage of shows and going out to eat and asking us for recommendations. So we're already setting them up with vacation guides and all of the Branson swag and the things that they'll need over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
Is this Great American Hallmark or what is it?
It currently has not been sold. They are pitching it to both Lifetime and Hallmark. It will not be on Great American Network because the storyline,
Yeah.
so it's similar. I've read the script, it's been edited a couple times, and it will actually be using the Owens Historical Theater downtown. It's They're gonna be showing the front marquee, they'll be filming inside the theater, and it focuses on musical talent in Branson. It's part of the storyline.
That's awesome.
And the name, and part of our contractual agreement is the name Branson stays in it, Branson, Missouri's in it, business storefronts, the business names stay in it. So it's a wonderful opportunity to be a part of, and this is just the beginning. The more we welcome them and show them that we're a film-friendly destination, the word spreads, and then more shows, more opportunities come to us. I've had probably 6 phone calls and inquiries within the last 2 months just because of the film that we had here in January. So we know that this is just the start of the future of what we can do for film. And then having the red carpet debut of the Ozark Mountain Christmas movie in Branson this year, hopefully 2 days before it airs, to be able to show it in Branson, and then the rest of the world can see it on TV.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Excellent.
Is there any chance that you wouldn't be able to sell it, or are they confident that?
No, they're, in fact, they feel confident there'll be a bidding war against Lifetime and Hallmark. It's going to be that. They've got really great names that are participating and a really excellent producer. I don't know how familiar you are with these movies.
I watch these movies. I admit it.
Cherry Pie.
So does he.
Did you
So-
happen to watch Cherry Pie Christmas?
I actually did watch that.
Okay.
Hey, I have a lovely brother that likes to watch these shoes.
That director.
You can't take it. Come get it.
The director from Cherry Pie Christmas is going to be the director of this movie.
Nice.
So the quality and caliber of that movie will be, that's the quality and caliber of it here.
Awesome.
It's exciting, yeah.
Is this on top of the 850, or is it part of?
This would be on top.
So we can't include it as part of the 850?
It is a separate motion. We've already done the 850. 850 is going to marketing. This would be, I would just like to remind
How do you measure, I'm sure that kind of exposure is huge, but is there any way to measure it? Like the way that you measure, like, okay, we go to a conference and like this kind of economic impact, and it's like, okay, well, that was absolutely worth the time, it was very successful. Is there any way to measure it, or is it just kind of nebulous that you're trying to figure out, you know?
So we'll actually create a marketing plan that goes around the debut of the movie. Same thing with the Ozark Mountain Christmas that will be debuting here in November. We're working in tandem with them so that the marketing dollars we have allocated already will be created around a program that helps announce the movie. There'll be billboard placement, there'll be digital marketing campaigns, and then commercials for Branson that will be run in conjunction with that movie. And then that movie itself, the Ozark Mountain Christmas has a lifespan of at least 5 years. So that, we know that our partnership will keep going with them in terms of advertising marketing. The pixel placement will continue, so we'll keep being able to measure how many people see it, what the ads saw, how many people came in market because they saw the ads that ran during those times. We intend to do the same thing with this movie once we know which channel it's going to be picked up on. We would work with their network, create the exact same kind of campaign. So measurability will definitely be there. And then we also intend in the future, looking forward, we're going to create a digital movie trail so that when people see these movies, and the Pie Safe, for example, Pie Safe has such a moment in that Ozark Mountain Christmas movie that we know people are going to show up to not only have the pie, but take their picture and be like, this is where they were. We're going to create that digital movie trail just like we have for the Ozark Mountain Christmas Pass or the American Pieway Trail, so that we can measure how many people are checking in, being part of that, and then they get some sort of prizes that they win as they check in. So there's a whole piece. There'll be vacation guide stories that are done about it. It'll be a whole thing that just keeps going.
And the commercials constantly mentioning the Ozark Mountains, you know,
Yeah.
and of course the movie itself selling all of the actual locations that you know.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's, they'll see Explore Branson, you know, beginning and end of that movie as well, and that just will encourage people to.
Can you actually run commercials during the movie for people to get more information on the area?
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
already been part of the agreement with Great American Media. And we know whichever one it gets picked up with, Lifetime or Hallmark, we'll go direct to them and say, this is what we want, this is the placement we want, and these are the time slots. And, yeah, we'll be aggressive with it, yeah.
Other questions?
Where do we see this fitting in? Like, it's a great opportunity, just out of curiosity, where do we see it fitting into the budget? Or is this gonna be something that, I know there's like, we talked opportunity fund and there were some funds left there. Is it gonna be using some of that, or where do you see it fitting into the budget, $100,000 expense?
As I understand, it's an additional ask, so.
Right, that's why I asked the
So the
follow-up.
budget for 26 tentatively was rough math.
A little less than 7.
So
But-
say 7, we just added 850, right?
Mhm.
We're gonna add, we added 24,
We're gonna
right?
add another 100 here.
And another 4,
So-
that's 8 million, right? It's 8 million total.
Are you asking about bucket line in the
Yeah,
budget?
I was just in
How does
total,
it
I thought
fit?
you were saying, but just in total.
So,
That would
I
be-
was thinking, and I was anticipating that this 100,000 would come out of that 850.
Okay.
We were sort of.
That's why I asked the question, just to make sure there's no assumptions.
That's what we were anticipating, was that it made sense for it to come out of that, because that was, it fits in that line item, we can make that work.
I appreciate that, I really
Yeah.
do,
Mhm.
because,
Yeah.
yeah, looking at the tax revenues and everything as they're coming in, you know, we have to be a little bit careful. We need to not pump the brakes, push the gas.
Yes, and we're fully prepared that it would come from there, and if I may speak to the other television pieces in that $850,000 line item, we're already working with partners in Little Rock, Tulsa, and creating a whole strategy around
Right.
TV pieces.
High driving markets, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. Is there any hard data, it's part of the same subject, but I don't want to take left turn, but is there any hard data on, March? April?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to come back to that,
Okay,
Tim,
okay.
just because we need to, we've got
Okay.
this meeting session, and I think it's a great question.
Okay.
I'm just thinking.
I'm guessing timing's of the essence, so the only reason why I asked the question is, we would normally, if we had the time and material, say, let's run it through committee and do all this analysis that we're attempting to do up here, but that's all, I just wanted to ask the question, so,
Yeah.
like, it's an opportunity, and it's a great opportunity. I just-
Well, these people all work together in the same industry. I mean, like, I've had people that make movies in Hollywood too, who've heard about this. They're all on the same LinkedIn pages, they're all on the same. So as soon as you open the door and you're very friendly and go way overboard like they did on the other one, that word spreads so fast.
So
So-
just for reference, and I think it matters, last year's actual was 12.6, and additional revenue, say $1 million, so if you think it's 13.6, exclude this intergovernmental stuff that was related to that other contract we had, you take out tip payments, 2.2, you take out marketing contract payments, that weren't there, you look at admin, say 400, I mean, I start looking at this and, you know,
There's room.
That's the spirit of the question.
Yeah, and I heard the spirit of it, and I'm just thinking, Sue's point is spot on about, you know, where we think we might be, and, you know, just say, you know, even if we were, you know, down, you know, 10%, we would still have enough cash flow to support the existing budget as it stands now. We have a big pickup in cash flow outlay for a large contract that is rolling off. You know, I don't know, to me, we've got room to do it, and then, you know, we're in a different day and age where we're not spending 90% of this up front like we were before. If we had to pull back, certainly we could go into our line of credit first, which we haven't done in how long?
We did it.
2024.
Yeah.
2024 for a time, so, I mean, it seems to me we have the extra, but I'm open to what the board. Heather's team is suggesting that it could be part of that, we can always add another 100,
Okay,
you know.
yeah.
So, I think it's prudent to be, you know, but I also wanna pay attention to what I heard the board say at the special call meeting. that we needed to continue to press forward and, you know, throw gasoline onto the momentum, and being very intentional with that pun, but I think if we just, you know, do whatever we wanna think is best currently, I'm game. So what does the board wanna do?
I make a motion to fund it out of the $850,000.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any other discussion on that? That's acceptable? Okay. All right. No discussion. All those in favor of spending the $100,000 out of the already pre-approved $850 additional rollover, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. We good on that motion? So
I'll go back to
yeah,
the tape for.
we approved
Mhm.
the $100,000 expenditure to take care of that now, but to take it out of the additional $850,000 rollover that we just approved.
Yeah, and congratulations to Heather and Pam. This is really big stuff.
Thank you.
I mean, this is.
Thank you.
It's a
Never.
huge,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
For my-
All right, with that, I want to thank everybody. Again, thank you to the Village of Indian Point. We really appreciate the opportunity to have the meeting here. I'm going to close, I'm going to make a motion to go to closed session pursuant to RSMO 610.021, 12, to discuss contractual issues. Do I have a motion? We need to just, yes, roll call. I need a second.
I think second.
Second. Heather, you need
All right.
to,
Derek?
please.
Yes.
Sue? Yes. Alex?
Yes.
Brett?
Yes.
And Deb?
Yes.
So
Are we in
I would like
closed
to
session?
request if someone
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
team is here
please,
that
yeah,
I have
please,
included as
please,
well.
please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are going into closed session. I'll catch you later.
This is intentional.
Ah.
We're asking.
Oh, okay, thank you.